here has ever felt imposter syndrome? Right? So I did too, but the last time I felt it was 3 years ago, and that was when I was at a hypnosis conference. Honest to goodness, you guys, anyone who's Facebook friends with me, you can fact check me on this. 3 years ago tonight, I received Hypnotist of the Year. I received that after only being in the industry about 4 years. So when I, with shaky legs, went up to the stage to accept my award, I was very excited, but yet I was anchored in imposter syndrome. Because I looked out at my 200 plus colleagues and I thought, there's people out here doing this work for decades and they've never had this honor, but yet here I am. And so that almost pooped on my award. And it was right then and there that I said, nope, I'm never going to feel imposter syndrome again. And the way I got over that is I reminded myself that confident, influential women in leadership, we are reminded that we are rooted in authority. And when we're rooted in authority, never again do we need to explain, justify, or defend. And it was right then and there that I thought, nope, I'm going to own this. And so that's what I want to share with all of you tonight. How do we own this? And so I want to ask you, why are all of you in this room? Why do you belong here? You belong here because you claimed it. When you saw this opportunity, you claimed it. You didn't ask for permission. You didn't wait for an invitation. You saw the opportunity and you took it. And that's what leaders do. We explore, we decide, and we execute in that order and with quick succession. And so for anyone who maybe did feel a little bit of imposter syndrome, maybe joining this campaign, maybe even driving here tonight, if you felt a little bit of imposter syndrome, I want to say two things. One, knock that shit off. Okay. Number two, it's vitally important to remember that mindset actually creates the world that we live in. As Henry Ford famously is quoted as saying, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're exactly right. And so a way for us to, as female leaders, totally stand in our confidence, we need to remember the 3 C's. And those are connection, courage, and confidence. So with connection, there's many ways to connect, but one way is in communication. And although I do teach a lot on effective communication and mastering your speaking skills, the main thing I want to talk about with communication tonight is body language. Yes, the words we speak to the right people at the right time, those are very important, but our body language actually precedes us. And so that body language, we can never underestimate that. And that's one thing I just want to remind us all of. So with connection, if I really want to let you know I care, I'm going to lean in. If I want you to take notice of something, I'm going to use my voice. But also, if I really want my message to be heard and felt, I'm going to be congruent with my body language along with my words. So, Olivia, thank you so very much for creating such a beautiful, beautiful evening, including everyone here. And you did not miss a single detail. So thank you very much for that. The second C is courage. Courage is, not everyone is born fearless. I do think courage is a muscle that we can build. The comfort zone is nobody's best friend. I like to tell people, get uncomfortable to get comfortable again. Another thing with courage is, if that's not something that's natural for you, I encourage you to adopt wonder thinking. Wonder thinking is, I wonder who I could meet tonight. I wonder when I go to that next BA5, what company I can introduce myself and maybe we can do a collaboration. And I like to tell my students that if you want a better answer, ask a better question. So instead of asking, why do I gotta do this networking crap? Maybe ask, who can I meet tonight and really make a difference in our lives as business owners and influential women of leadership. The third one is confidence. Confidence, is that something that you fake it till you make it? Or do you sit in your basement and brew up that confidence until it's ready to go? To me, confidence is a verb. We get confidence by saying what we do, doing what we say. And we learn from that, and after we learn from that, we rinse and we repeat. And so we're building trust in ourselves when we're doing that. So that trust in ourselves equals self-confidence. One other thing I want to say about confidence, just another perspective to look at it. Do you know that they say within the first 7 seconds, we're sizing each other up? And I'm going to argue with TikTok brain, let's cut that in half, okay? And it's human nature, we all do it. And so if somebody is sizing us up, does that mean we need to be a size 2, get our nails done every week and get our hair done constantly? No, it doesn't mean that. But what it does mean is to remember, how do we want to be perceived? And if we can remember that with our confidence and that 7-second rule, I think that could go a long way. One quick anecdote to support that. If you were to want to go to California tomorrow and drive, and if the only car you had in your driveway was the beater with the donut tire on the back, and every time you turned on the ignition, big clouds of black smoke came out, you would say to yourself, I'm not very confident that that car is going to take me where I want to go. And so if you think about that with your prospective clients or customers, you want them to see you as a confident person who's going to deliver what it is you say you're going to do. And then my last thing is, how we can make sure we always have those 3 C's of leadership. The first thing is we need to make sure imposter syndrome is gone. And so no matter how much we might have been in this game, we still might have that little voice talking to us. You're not enough. You're not smart enough. You're not deserving. You're not worthy. So sometimes that can just be something that's stuck to us, right? But sometimes if we really let that carry on, it can be a label that we wear. Sometimes if we wear that label, it can be suffocating. But just in the right time, I'm going to mess up my hair. We may read a great book that gives us something to think about. Maybe we hear a podcast, maybe Amanda Torres' podcast. Oh my God. Or we may hear some crazy lady on stage almost suffocating herself to give a message. But what's happening there is we are healing. And so when we heal, we can put that crap down, can't we? And that feels good. But sometimes when we put it down, it can now be this new foundation from which we stand. And that feels really good too. But you know what? Wise, influential women of leadership, we do this. It's now our superpower. And this is the cape that we can wear. And they say those things that don't kill us make us stronger. And we're always learning and growing. And as a leader, we're always modeling the way. So my question for all of you is, how can you model the way